Right, it's sunny but cold, which is one of my favourite weathers. So it means I get to wear my magical cloak of amazing sparkless wonder, and make me realise that I must have premonitioned something, because my makeup from last night was that blue, that pink, and that green, and the residue is still up there. So it's a simple job today, just repeating that. Now, even with makeup wipes, you still got the colour in the morning, because I put a lot on and it soaks in, then I put more on. But I'm definitely going to start doing that. That's what it's become more. It's become more like art. I was really chuffed with what I did yesterday. Or was it the day before? And I can make it even more perfect, and I can add another colour. And there's a stripy one I'm going to do as well, like a stripy one. So it's going to become more like repeating the patterns of my clothes. I can see myself drawing a line that would line up with my clothes from my eye, that kind of shit. But I'm going to do what I do with my clothes, and I like take a colour from the trousers and I repeat it here, but then I add a colour, and then that's the hat, or that might match the shoes, and all that shit. But that's sort of by the by, really. It was all fucking irrelevant. Well, it wasn't. It's part of it's part of my communication of myself to you, in a way, in a lot of way, in much way. And I'm also going to rattle on a little bit more about like the previous subject, just because, like, well, it pushed a lot of buttons for me. And I forever thinking, why am I having all these buttons? And it was because, like, it was the context, and it's an understanding thing. I was baffled. It was a question that should have gone to Google, and it called Gizmo a kitten. Mikey Logic was at first in Kansas, like, Gizmo's not a kitten. But then there was also something about mental health. And so it was like, I'm trying to understand what it was. That was my first point. I was looking at it going, what? And part of me was thinking, ask Google, which was part of in my reply. I made some suggestions. I did keep my reply polite, I think. But I made some suggestions and said, you'll find more on Google. And then, so being compassionate, I'm thinking, well, like, maybe he's trying to start a conversation about mental health and he doesn't know how to. And I'm thinking, well, okay, but start a conversation about mental health then. I'm sorry, but it just reminds me of the countless times I'm in this kind of position where I'm just really, my point is, I didn't get where the fuck it was coming from. And that in and of itself makes me go, duh, and that causes a lot of shit for me around understanding. And that is where the schizotypal button gets pushed, because it's just, hang on, but what is it? It's the not knowing quite what it is. That in clarity can look like fastidiousness and hyper intelligence, and I need to, but it's that the words that mean the things. That expression I was using, that's what I need. It's like, if you want to know something, ask me about the thing that you want to know about. And it reminded me of many an occasion like it. Like, I don't want to focus on that, but it's just because it's brought this shit up that I'm talking about this shit, not that. I'm not making that any more than it was. It was a little thing. But again, little things mean a lot, and this is a prime example of how I can just get utterly confused, and people will be saying, why are you worrying about it? And it's, in my experiences, like, how can you say that you are going through something like this and then say, why are you worrying about it? This is the kind of thing that tells me that you're not going through something like this, because it's the unsettledness that accompanies that not knowing that is, it's the sort of thing that you can kind of look back on when it's happening at the time. Everything just seems real, and you're reacting to something written like, and that's why I wouldn't have answered straight away. That's why I would have wanted to sit down. A lot of messages will go like, I need to sit down and read that again, think about what I'm writing, and that's, you know, that's why I don't like Messenger as such. You know, Messenger is like, yeah, for what's the matter? What's the matter? You want me to move, don't you? I bet he fucking does. That was a literal request to fucking move. He's been plotted up over there. We've reached a compromise. He was sitting between my legs, but then he didn't like the amount I was moving, and he literally was like, but he was at the point. You know, when a cat does that, it was like, it was nice when he was in between my legs because he likes having something just in the middle of his back. He always rests that against something. He likes his tail being on something. He likes touching me. He loves having his paws. So he had it all. His back was here. His tail was flopped right up here. And then every time I just said his name, he did that. And he put his paws in. He's like little. You're like, what was it my friend said one time? We used to nap. We used to day nap. And I was like, he'll get in bed. She was like, he won't get in bed. And we will. And she was like, it's like when you wished your teddies would come alive. It's actually happening. He is like an alive teddy, aren't you? A cuddler. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, it's like, so yeah, when I would be speaking to someone like my favourite human about, but I don't get it, I'm getting so angry about it, and she'd be saying the sorts of things, the compassionate things, what if this guy's like you, he's got mental health issues and all that. And then I go, okay, and then I take all that into account, and there's that bit of me going, hang on a fucking minute. Where's anyone made allowances for any of my shit? Because I'm just going through all of this fucking shit, plus having to tune into someone else's fucking shit. And that's where Mikey logic goes, no, and starts to get fed up. Because, you know, we've all got baggage, and that automatic, oh, someone else has got an emotional response, I need to adjust my behaviour accordingly, is a very big fucking button for me. It's a very big fucking button for me. So when people sort of project that nastiness onto me, it's sort of fucking, you know, I'm difficult to be around, I'm difficult to get along with. I keep saying it. And it's for reasons like that that I can be very easily fucking unsettled by something that to others seems like nothing, or something so simple. But to me, I was just like, talk about what you mean. And that's why the anger is. The anger is not at that incident. I need to keep stressing that. The anger is at the frustration of this shit all the time. And it's just something so simple. And it's I'm using it because this is the kind of shit I can never fully explain, and this is a really nice example of it. This isn't the only way in which it happens, but it's that it's the not knowing what the interpretation is, what was the meaning behind that message. And when I looked at the context of it, came out of nowhere. It's not someone I'm used to hearing from, like on a personal level. It's someone I've interacted with on a Facebook level, and that's kind of it. Do you know what I mean? You know, so I'm not expecting it, and it confuses me. And there was this huge thing of going, how can Gizmo's not a kitten? He's 17. That was kind of my overarching thing of looking at it's like, what? And I know I've got like that in front. There's a few people I've just suddenly thought of that sometimes when I get questions like that from people, I read them out to other people, and I just go, and I close my phone down because I just literally think, I don't even know what the fuck you're asking me. And it's what that is that's when I seem probably arrogant or like I am ignoring someone, but it's like, it's not, it's my bewildered brain that can't interpret shit and can't form a fucking response. Because this is all the tracing back to what the ego shit, and ego meaning I am, I exist, everything I'm conscious of goes through my ego with, you know, what I identify as me. It's a lot more important than people give it credit for. They just say ego, oh, it's just big-headedness. It's not. It's that sense of self, and we all need that approval, that sense of being something, and then our opinion of what that thing is. I don't even know what my thing is a lot of the time, whether or not I approve of it, that kind of shit. But, you know, that's why this world can be exceedingly tedious. Exceedingly. Yeah, to me, here. It can. And, you know, part of me is like, I'm sick of fucking being fucking compassionate. I'm very angry about that sort of shit because I've had, you know, being compassionate was used against me for a long time. And does get used against people a lot. You know, there's a lot of manipulators out there at varying degrees of fucking hostility and nastiness and bitterness behind it. And you know, in clarity, in meaning, and that's what I'm always trying to say when I say the meaning behind what they say. And I always have to give the example of, you know, they might seem like they're getting aggressive and they're not, but in that sense, it was like, what is this question about and why? Because my ego needs to have that understanding of what this interaction is. And this is where this stuff is way, 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 way back in the past, and my understandings of things, and they've all become gradually skewiffable as life has progressed. And this is what I'm ended up with. Someone that makes a little box shape around his face and wobbles it from side to side, menacingly. So yeah, I'm offloading about it. Because I bet a lot of people go through similar shit to this. It's just like, a lot of the time I'm thinking, give me a fucking minute and I won't be such a pissy cunt. But all I ever get is because my confusion is bewildering, I just get questioned, and which was what I call interrogated. Because there's my key logic again. But it is interrogation when people demand to know something. Why? Why have you done that? What? That's a demand. That's an interrogation in my world. Maybe that's my freaky understanding and shit, but that's what I call it, interrogating, when someone just demands to know something that's in here, as if they've got the right to fucking know it. And that's kind of where I get stuck a lot of the time, or I always get accused of being incompassionate, and I'm like, don't do that to me. Don't tell me I'm not compassionate, and don't tell me I don't care enough, and that's why I'm not. It's like, that's why it's a button. That's why it's a button, because I always seem to go around the same circle and always seem to end up with someone, anyone, saying that shit that is like pretty much just makes you feel guilty. I'm like, I was just fucking confused. I was fucking confused. But then it just started to bug me. It was like, I think it was because I've started the reply with sorry, as in sorry I wasn't ignoring you. Sorry, dude. And then there's a part of me afterwards, what the fuck am I saying sorry for? I haven't done fucking anything wrong. Why the fuck am I apologising? And then I'm off. And that's, you know, oh, well, you shouldn't think about it then. Oh, God, I wish I would just love, to the people that get so obstreperous about that, just don't think about it and get angry about it, I would love. Because you just know with that attitude, they've never experienced overthinking when you can't stop it. And I would love to just give them a full belt of overthinking for like 9 hours. You would watch them probably go fucking insane. Literally, the people that think that, a lot of the ones that say they've got mental health issues, you can just see it in their rigidity, that they haven't experienced it to the levels that you have. You can just fucking feel it in them. Anyway, that's why it pushed buttons. That's why I've had to make videos about it, because it's not it, like I say, but that is just a typical example of when you say something to me and it's got slightly misconstruable information in it, you will bewilder me, and I will look at you like, and this is another reason I hate my face when I'm confused. I look fucking angry. I'm not angry, I'm going, what the fuck? But that could look fucking aggressive or angry, and that's when people, that's, I think, when people think I'm arrogant or think I'm rude or aggressive. I'm not. I'm fluffy and stupid. I'm very fucking noisy. I'm quite fucking highly strung and shit. But I don't fucking hit people and fucking, I'm not aggressive and violent ever. I'm not. I literally can't fight. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going. I just know my head's been in swellment. In swellment. I think we're going to do a 1444. We've got time to just do a 1444. But that's, you know, if I don't know if the person even is going to watch or know about this video or whatever, but it's not meant to be an attack at all. It's like, it was big for me because that's what this was about. And the previous one was about just please don't misinterpret me, and I will only use the words that mean the things. Use the words that mean the things. Goodbye.